Right, let's have a little look at the EVERCADE handheld gaming system. So, the reason I want to show you these, I play the absolute living hell out of all of these. Mainly the EVERCADE EXP, which is their newest handheld console. That's the one on the left is the original one. That VS in the middle is the home console one, and this is the EXP, which is like a kind of a vintage version of a Switch. So yeah, let's have a look at the EVERCADE EXP. First of all, I want to show you what you get inside of the box. So let's delve into there and have a little look. Now, I think the packaging on this is quite good, so it's kind of an early indication of the quality of the product, which is always nice because it wasn't the cheapest thing ever. It's like 110 quid. You could pick it up in a sale for 90. I didn't, I got it when it came out. And as you can see, inside the box you get a collection of games on this cartridge here inside that box. You also get the Capcom collection preloaded. You get a charging cable, a little book with the collection games instruction manuals in there. Now that's always a nice touch because you get some original artwork. All these games are actually licensed. This is not piracy, this is official licensed games, so you can expect the quality is going to be high. And you know, it's got everything you need to get started, and you can get stuck in straight away. So that's what we're going to do a little bit later. First of all though, before we get into the games, I want to show you the rest of what the EVERCADE library has to offer. So the EVERCADE library includes arcade games, console games, microcomputer, home computer games, and some new releases as well. So this is the entire collection so far. You'll notice that 14 is missing for some stupid reason. I cannot find game number 14. So if anyone knows where to find it, please let me know. I shall be buying that off you extremely quickly so that I can complete my collection. But there's many games to go through, principally 70s, 80s, 90s and early 2000s games. And then you can also get extra controllers. You can get a HDMI cable to plug it into your TV, although I don't need that. I've got a capture card so that I can use my VS console when I figure out the capture card to record me playing the games. And obviously I've got all the games that you can buy currently out. I mean, there's 2 new ones coming out in like a week's time, and what you find is every month a new game will come out from the classic collection, and one new release will come out. So companies write games that are new releases with modern programming techniques, but in the style of older games. Oliver Twins, the Dizzy games. See, I had an Amiga, so I had all the Dizzy games. They're crap, they're not great games, but I mean, they're there for completion, which is always nice for a collector such as myself. So looking at some of the games you get, the purple boxes is arcade coin operated games, and the red boxes is the games from the different developers that you will get on consoles. So Technos, Data East and Tourplan are arcade machine, you know, they used to make pinball, shoot 'em ups, that kind of thing, and they're quite good fun. You get loads of games on each cartridge, but my favourite ones are these home console ones. This one particularly is good. It's got Boogerman, it's got Earthworm Jim. You get quite a few games on each cartridge. You've got Clay Fighters there as well, so that's always good fun for 2 players. Data East is like your popular 80s games. That's always a big hit. That was a winner with me. And then you have Namco, which, I mean, they're not my favourite games, but the completists like me who are collecting games, Namco is one you want to get. But yeah, Technos and those kind of things, they're my favourite games. Going back to the vintage microcomputer collection, it's things like the Ataris, the Amigas, the Amstrads, these kind of things. And as you can see, there is a huge collection of these which is ever growing. So you've got Commodore 64 games. Pretty much all the good games you remember from your childhood, if you had a Commodore 64, will be on there. You can cheat while you're playing them. You've got save states anytime you want. There's no load times, there's no crashing, it's all good fun. But I've got to say, the Team 17 games, Zool, International Karate Plus, this kind of thing, are really good fun. Then you have things like Another World, Flashback. When games started to hit 3D graphics, And Home Computer Heroes is like all the random indie games, and you've even got a new one on there, Attack of the Petsky Robots by David Murray, who is the 8-bit guy. So there's a little bit of trivia for you. But yeah, I really love these. These are my favourite games on the entire library. Going back to the modern vintage releases, that's games that have come out recently. We can have a look at one of those now. So this is how long it takes to start the thing up. The little blinking green light is just telling you that it's loaded the firmware and it's the most recent update. If it flashes a different colour, it lets you know you should update the software. So as you can see, it doesn't take long to load up. It's just like the consoles you remember from your childhood, apart from it's got better graphics. And the games on here are Tanglewood, which is like a 32-bit platformer, and Xenocrisis, which is an arcade coin-op style game for 2 players, a directional arcade shooter. So let's have a look at Xenocrisis. In fact, you know what? I won't talk through it. Let's just see what that game looks like. I'm pretty terrible at that game. So as you can see, it's far easier to play if you're holding the console up to your face and you're not playing it through a recorded stream, and then there will be no lag. It's really good fun to play. I love the quality of the console and the games, and just the nostalgia, the joy that it brings me, because I loved games when I was younger, and I feel like the older games are actually more fun and better. But anyway, let's carry on. Let's look at the other game on here, Tanglewood. So that gives you an indication of what the games will be like. They're about £20 each for a cartridge. You get between 2 and 20 games on each one. What you'll find is the better games, you get less of them. When they're not marquee titles, you'll get a lot more. But there are no bad games. I've played all of the games on here and I've enjoyed every single one of them. Now, the Capcom collection you get included in the box has Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, so let's have a look at that. That's one of my favourite ever games. And you can see it's identical to the arcade counterpart. So let's play some of that. Sick burn, brah. Seeing you in action is a joke. Yeah, thanks a lot, Blanca. Let's see you play through a recorded laggy camera stream. Bet you won't be so up yourself then. Now it's time to take a closer look at what you'll find inside each of the game boxes. Let's just power this bad boy down. Takes like 2 or 3 seconds of holding the on button to turn the thing off. And then as you'll see, the cartridge comes out just like you remember, with that reassuringly pleasant clicky sound. I think the cartridges are based on Game Boy Advance cartridges. They look very similar. There's a little PCB inside there, and it's actually, if you open them up, it's an SD chip attached to a small PCB, so you can actually update the games with your internet connection. So if new versions come out or new features are added, you can automatically download those within the system software. And what you'll find is inside of these games you'll generally get a full colour manual like you can see here, with a bit of lore and some instructions on how to play the game. You obviously get the game cartridge itself. And the boxes are like, they kind of remind me of a Mega Drive box. You know, they're the similar size to a Mega Drive game box. They're thick plastic and well printed, so everything about this is really good quality. And then going back to the console, you've got your volume up and down buttons, your HDMI input and your USB-C at the bottom. You've also got a headphone jack. And there's no like removable batteries or anything like that, so you don't have to fiddle about with it too much. And it's generally a flippin' cool thing to buy, so I highly recommend, if you're into classic or antique gaming, or you just like console games, go get yourself one of those. Hit me up if you need any more information, I will be happy to share that. And that's the end of this video, so hope you enjoyed that. Go and buy an EVERCADE, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.